What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Run My Crypto. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day today, guys. So we're going to talk about render and why render is very important to have in your portfolio, guys. I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't think it was worth anything, guys. So make sure you guys watch all the way through to the end. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you can stay up to date with all the Run My Crypto videos. Now this bull run is it's about to get crazy, guys. So make sure that you guys are packed up with all the right cryptocurrency projects and have your bags ready because it's about to get real, guys. So we are seeing a lot of consolidation, but we're going to talk about what's going on, and we're going to kind of see what some of the tools and data charts that we have available, if that could give us an idea of what's going on, guys. So make sure you guys watch again all the way through to the end. And this is not financial advice. This is just some education to help you along the way. So without due further, let's get into it. Let's go. Guys, before we hop into the video, guys, I urge you guys to hop into the 10x squad. Check it out, guys. There's budgeted plans for everybody. Inside there, you could gain access to the Discord where we have render updates consistently. We have the big three, basically Jasmine, Internet Computer, and Render, consistently updated with information that comes out from these projects, guys. There's stuff that we talk about and chat about that we don't put out in content. So if you guys would love to 10x your guys' portfolios, hop in there, guys, where we have access to myself, who consistently keeps trying to pound research on these projects, the big three, because I believe these are going to be very successful in 2024 and 2025, guys. They came out with a bang, and some of them are some, comeback projects like Internet Computer and Jasmine. These projects are coming back really hard. So I think that with the bull run coming in effect, it's best to stay in tune with the most information that you could possibly get. So check it out in the 10x squad. The link is in the description. So let's go ahead and head over to Render's website so we can see some of the updates that they jumped off with. So let's check it out, guys. If you guys haven't checked out the Render website, this thing is slamming, right? So that's rendernetwork.com. So basically, I don't know if you guys remember their original Render website, but they basically slammed it with some steroids. It looks really good. The information on there, guys, and then just understanding what Render is doing. You have the availability to go in there and drill into the project and gain as much information as you can. Obviously the white paper, the team advisors, and then basically just knowledge behind what Render can do, guys. And if you guys know that Render is basically direct line to Nvidia, so if you know about Nvidia, you should know that Render is going to be kicking some butt. All right, so if you guys are not familiar, that Render did upgrade to Solana. So if you guys had original Render tokens and you want to bring your your upgraded tokens to Solana, you basically just click that bar right there. This is going to come up. So this basically walks you through the information on how to essentially transfer your Render tokens, your Ethereum Render tokens to Solana network, which is very important, especially the Render's gearing to try to make the most out of being on the Solana network, where you're going to actually save money in the long run now, because if you're utilizing Solana, that Solana has basically cheaper rates and fees in everything, gas fees and all that, that are way less expensive than Ethereum. So it's better to be able to maneuver, transfer, make transactions on the Solana network versus being on the Ethereum network. So that's a positive right there for Render. Good move for Render. If anything, Render is going to basically help Solana grow a lot bigger than they currently are. What we're going to do is we're going to try to just kind of walk through a little bit of the website, to give you some information. If you're not familiar with Render and you're new to Render, and you really want to know what's going on with Render, this is so awesome to just come in here and just see, rendering the metaverse, distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. And then he talks about advancing the next generation of rendering and AI technology. Just these two items alone are pretty huge, right? If you have the metaverse, when you talk about metaverse, and basically metaverse is just it's a lot of creative arts, bringing artistic creation to the real life, for us to be able to imaginary with our imagination be in a specific area or place that is just created by someone that has a very creative mindset. So that's pretty huge when it comes to being able to help design these places that we can't see as a real life thing. So the creation behind metaverse is going to be I think it's going to be super cool to those who really are interested in seeing the new scope of a virtual reality and being able to be there. So that's pretty awesome. So obviously we go down and we're looking about just talking about the Render network. So Render network provides near unlimited decentralized GPU computing power for next generation 3D content creation. So again, this is something that's huge because when you're creating content and you get into like three-dimensional type of artistic creation, art has been something that's driven many decades and decades and decades of interest to people just by the fascination of what people can create inside their minds and produce that. Now, when you're taking that and putting that into reality, that's pretty huge. So their visual world is evolving at breakneck speed, and honestly, when I first started looking into Render, I kind of had an idea of what they were trying to create, but they kind of just as they started developing and moving forward, they just started killing it when it comes to like scalability and then efficient infrastructure, better GPU power, digital rights management. So in to put that in perspective, the type of utility that Render could provide is what's very keen for this success of this project. Now, when you look at what can Render actually do, Render basically can, build GPU for media, big industries, augmented reality. Now, that's our metaverse space, which is going to be pretty huge, especially as we go into Web3. Mixed reality, gaming, medical, and virtual reality, guys. So this is very, very big for Render because, when you bring artificial intelligence into these spaces like gaming and medical, what is, let's take medical, for example. If we look at medical and we say, well, what can, what is GPU and AI, what can that do for the medical field, right? So what can rendering and AI do for the medical field? Well, here's the deal. Like, if you look into the future of what AI can really do for the medical field, we have doctors, right? And we use all this data collection. And now with the rendering GPU power to be able to create a three-dimensional scope, right? So you could actually, with a three-dimensional system, create a whole body structure, right? So not only can you create the body structure, you could actually break that down into layers where you could see inside the skeletal muscle. You could go into muscle tissue. You could essentially create anything using data collection from sources of the anatomy of a human being, right? So what does that do? It takes technology to the next level. Now you could have doctors that actually don't have to do the x-rays, right? You would just use this type of computing power to create some sort of a system where it will scan the entire body and then bring up the entire body, break it down into pieces, and maybe we could identify cancerous growths and stuff way before they get to the point of where they're out of control. It gives us a little bit of more control of medical anatomy and medical needs, right? So if you have this type of power to be able to create a system that could detect issues with any type of diseases or long-term diseases or anything like that, and where you could actually go in and then create this 3D dimensional body and locate something that's not normal or something that comes out abnormal in the human body. So now this is just pertaining to the medical side of things, right? So you have to look at it in the future. We're not looking at like tomorrow. We're looking at what this technology can do for us into the future. And having blockchain technology puts that on a whole nother scale. Now, this is why I'm so bullish on Render, because, not only, where you're helping out the medical field, you have gaming, you have virtual reality, you have, the industry, like basically in any industry, and sky's the limit when you talk about this type of information. So why do we see Render going to these huge pumps? Because, people are starting to understand what, the path that Render is going, and it's becoming something that's going to be so huge that, it's basically bulletproof when, investing. So even, with myself, I'm buying Render up just as much as I'm buying up Jasmine. Everybody knows that I'm a Jasmy guy. That's my project. But also Render is the same. It's the same thing. I mean, and when you add Nvidia and you have Render, you know, this is a powerhouse, right? This is something that's going to be huge in AI, and it's going to not, you know, it's not going to die out. It's going to continuously grow and grow and grow. So that's why, you know, I am super bullish. I think Render is going to blow through the roof. Especially when we got venture capital companies coming in and they start to read into everything that Render's doing, and they know that there's affiliation with Nvidia. So this is going to be a massive project. You're looking at $7, $8, $9 right now. This project is going to go beyond, you know, I believe beyond the $100 valuations. It's going to get really wild when you start to understand what this project can do inside blockchain and inside the Web3 space. So as I mentioned before, you know, we want to just really quick jump into the charts and look at what's going on with Render, and just having an understanding on why we're seeing the price go, you know, to that $10 and then back down to $7. I mean, it's happening with every single cryptocurrency project. But you know, we're seeing the same type of pattern play out, guys. But it always goes back to that psychology of a market cycle, and then other psychology of market cycle patterns. So I'm going to pull up two so we could talk through it real quick, because we're already going way past where I wanted to go on this video. But you know, when you got information, you just want to get it across, you know, it just happens. So let's take a look at some of that. And we take it a little bit deeper, you know, this really starts to show basically the areas that we've been in, right? So we've obviously had this huge drop from the bear market, guys, in 2022, 23. Then we started to see the end of 23 start to push us through these areas right here. And then we seen the all-time low. Then we seen the low, we started to pump up into this area, right? So we came out of the disbelief, and generally like 70 or 80% of the projects have seen this first rally up into this hope area and recovery. Now we're seeing some consolidation, guys, and then we'll start to see, you know, obviously these higher highs and higher lows being formed, and that's what we're seeing, you know, little by little, before we get into this parabolic stage, right? So I think we're barely you know, making our way through this little area right here, and then we should expect to see obviously the Bitcoin having you know, and then we're going to see another large pump. And this is where I've been saying time after time, guys, is where you know, Jasmy is going to get to that 7 cents, that 10 cents, you know, Render is going to get to that $25, ICP to that $50-$60 level, and then we'll start to, you know, do a little more consolidation, maybe even a nice pullback, and then boom, we're going to be off to the races, guys, and we'll start to see those parabolic areas where these projects are going to go, you know. So honestly, I could foresee, you know, Jasmy, ICP, Render being in you know, 10 to 15 cents for Jasmy right here, Render probably like $20 to $30, and then ICP at anywhere from $50 to $80. Then these projects will go parabolic, and then we'll see you know, how high they could really go in this bull run. And then, you know, this is going to be the time where, you know, you guys are extremely happy. But like I said, I don't see this, you know, us being in this level right here, you know, roughly until, you know, maybe the end of summer, but then, you know, climbing up into you know, the end of 2024, maybe at this level, and then 2025 just taking off, and then us going back into that bear market somewhere around the summertime of next year, 2025. We'll start to see that downward action, guys. So, you know, that's just my opinion on where the market's going and what's going on with the market. So with all that being said, you know, I'm super bullish behind Render. I do think that we're going to see some major moves coming up not too far away. You know, I don't think we're too far off from seeing all that greatness happen, guys. So stay diligent. Make sure you guys continuously do your research. You know, follow these projects that you're really loving and you're really invested in, because you need to keep in touch and keep in tune with what's going on with your projects. Again, guys, if you want to check it out, the 10X Squad link is in the description, or follow me on X. You know, we can chat there. I love conversing with many people talking about cryptocurrency. I think that it's a great thing for the future and for, you know, everybody else. You know, get that knowledge behind crypto so that you can share information about crypto and what you believe in, guys. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, guys, so you can stay up to date with all the Run My Crypto videos, guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for taking your time to watch through this, guys. I always try to keep it at 10 minutes, but, you know, information just takes away, you know. Love you guys. Take care. I'll see you guys on the next one.